What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Christian Tracy. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of GNW Adrenaline. We have been on an emotional week of what we've seen. Last episode, well, we actually crowned a new world champion, that is Dan Riley. But after that victory, I presume that Dan Riley would need to have some plans, because I think I heard that he's done with Marcus Webster, so if he wants to challenge somebody, or if anybody wants to challenge him, Riley is up to the plate right now. But now, apparently from what I've been told, we're going to hear from the newly crowned GNW World Heavyweight Champion right up next.
With everything going on lately, we thought we might see.
And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the newly crowned GNW World Heavyweight Champion. There he is, the Outlaw Dan Riley, the newly crowned GNW World Heavyweight Champion. You know, with Riley, you know he wants to be, you know the emotionals that he's probably going through after winning that GNW World Championship last episode in that vicious no-holds-barred match. So let's see what Dan Riley has to say. And apparently, it looks like apparently Bishop is going to deliver for us, because here comes Alex Bishop. Apparently, Dan Riley calling out Alex Bishop. Apparently, I guess he wants Bishop to be his next opponent for the GNW World Title. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, before this whole GNW situation started, both Bishop and Riley were actually former tag team champions at one point. So these two have a bit of history together. And if I can remember, Riley did face Bishop for the Intercontinental Championship before. But now, with Bishop, now Riley challenging Bishop, but now Riley calling out Bishop for the world title. That's a bit of a shock right here. We could see a renewed rivalry here, folks.
They say pride comes before the fall. We shall see. okay. Bad blood is a-boiling. Pride comes before the fall. Better watch it. If that doesn't get you fired up,
Well then, apparently some harsh words from both of them. From both Bishop and Riley, but I think Riley says that apparently it looks like Bishop will be the student, be the student, and Riley is the teacher. That's a bit of a shock coming from both men here. Apparently, from what Riley has said, it looks like I guess he's ready to take on Bishop anytime and any day here in GNW. But at the same time, the possibilities will be endless. But up next, it will be our opening contest, which it will be Antonio Christopherson taking on David Ortiz. Now, from what I've heard from management here, is that in the next upcoming few weeks, we will have qualifying matches in which the winners of these upcoming matches will actually be facing Akane Yamamoto for that coveted GNW Internet Championship. So I guess this matchup right here, apparently they told me that Yamamoto will also be in action in a fatal 4-way to test how Han here would do. But apparently from what I heard, if one of the 3 other men in that matchup that Akane is in, they will be entered in the fatal 4-way in the next upcoming weeks. But I guess I heard from the qualifying matchup right here, it will be Christopherson versus Ortiz. We'll find who will qualify for the fatal 4-way for the Internet title. Let's find out. Huge stacked crowd here that we have here in the GNW Arena, and here comes a former tag team champion in Antonio Christopherson and a former world heavyweight champion Christopherson here. One of the best that GNW apparently has to provide here. But at the same time, this young upcomer from Orlando, Florida, apparently wants to show the destruction and no remorse when we head into this contest when he goes up against Ortiz. And with Christopherson, like I say, he's a former tag team champion and a world champion, but maybe now he can actually add Internet champion to the list if he can actually qualify to the matchup in the next upcoming few weeks. Now just talking at the GNW crowd for Christopherson, as we are now going to be and now with that music, it is the music of one man that has achieved it all. even before GNW even started. And that's that man right there, David Ortiz. Ortiz, a former two-time world champion, a former Intercontinental Champion, a former United States Champion, and a three-time, I repeat, three-time Tag Team Champion. In which, for Ortiz, ever since he started here in GNW, he told me that he achieved it all, but now he says he wants to pass the torch to some of the upcoming stars that will possibly head into GNW in the near future. So basically, for Ortiz, he's a legend here when it comes to the GNW locker room. And plus, for Ortiz, maybe he could add the internet title around his collection, because that could be the next title that he could probably be going up against. You know, that he could be grabbing if he can actually qualify to the matchup. But for Ortiz, anything is possible here in GNW Adrenaline. The possibilities are endless for both these men as they know what's at stake here. So Christopherson and Ortiz, both of them are ready. This matchup is underway, and hey, not a bit of a show of respect right there. Bit of a sportsmanship right there. And the matchup is underway right here. And now collar and elbow, and now Christopherson has Ortiz, and now Ortiz reversing right here. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to actually inform you that when I said that Ortiz is former three-time tag team champion, I mean that Ortiz actually won those 3 tag team championships with Christopherson. But now, ever since the betrayal of Christopherson in the past, for Ortiz, both men have know each other very well here in the GNW history. And now just dropping Christopherson with that huge bomb, that full Nelson bomb. And now Ortiz focusing on Christopherson as he's on the and knocking him out to the outside. And now Ortiz just staring down into the eyes of Christopherson. And now referee's already starting to count as both men are already fighting to the outside. Now battling out on the ramp right now. Huge elbow, Christopherson reverses. Dropping him hard onto the ramp goes Christopherson. DDT, huge DDT by Christopherson. Referee is at a count of 5 right now. Both men better hurry up and get back into the ring. And now just climbing away onto the side. Oh wow, what a disrespect right there. Doing push-ups on the man's back. And now, referee, is that... Oh! Whoa! And a bit of a reversal right there. Now, huge athleticism by both men right there. And it looks like Ortiz is able to get back in. And now dropping... Oh, and dropping him on the gut by the knee. Goes Ortiz to Christopherson. And now Ortiz, he could be going for a huge brainbuster. The huge brainbuster connected. And now I think Ortiz is going to set up right here with a huge, vicious, dirty driver. The huge Ortiz, the huge, dirty driver right there. And Christopherson is able to kick out at 2. Christopherson, knowing what's at stake here. Both men knows what's at stake here. Now Ortiz clomping away into the head. And now Christopherson trying to get back in it. Well, a bit of an athleticism. Oh, and a huge back suplex by Christopherson. Now he's just telling Ortiz to bring it like he's a bit of an easy target. Dropping him yet again in the ring right now. And now Christopherson going for a huge... Looked like he was going for a pile driver, but no, Ortiz is able to get out. And now Ortiz Huge. Huge. Ball connected by Ortiz now. Chris Thompson get back up, and now Ortiz, what's he doing? Ortiz, what's he doing? Oh, wait a minute. Now he's just showing the strength and tenacity that he has. Doing a bit of squats right now and doing a suplex on the outside. Huge knee by Ortiz. And now Ortiz slowly picking out Christopherson. Christopherson throwing Ortiz back into the ring. An elbow reversing right there. And now Ortiz once again going for the brain buster. That huge ferocious brain buster. And now I think Ortiz is calling for an end right here. But it looks like he's going for a bit of a knee first. And now Ortiz once again going for that vicious dirty driver connecting. That dirty driver right there. Going for the pin. 1, 2. And no, Christopherson still able to kick out after 2 dirty drivers right there. And Christian, if you're done, join Zach's stream. We're taking the mic out of Max. Hey Ross, I don't know. You never know. I don't know. Maybe I'll join. You never know. If I can find it. That's the problem. Wait a minute. Oh, and a huge into the spine, dropping on Ortiz's spine. If I can remember, Ortiz had a bit of injuries onto the back right there. And now a bit of an airplane spin. Oh, and the huge Orlando slam connecting. And now Christopherson, the AC face planner right there. Mick. And now going for the pin. 1, 2, and Ortiz able to kick out. Mick. Out of Mick, out of Max. Okay, Ross, I don't know. I'll see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I think Christopherson's trying to get back in it right here. Bit of shoulders right here. And now dropping Ortiz onto the mat. And now picking him up right now. Could be going for no Orlando slam. No, Ortiz is actually reversed right there. And now looks like he's going for a bit of a slam right here. No, Christopherson reversing. Bit of reversal by both men here. Going for another brainbuster. No, Christopherson reverses with a huge reversing neckbreaker. Athleticism yet again with another back suplex by Christopherson. And now, I think he's going for a knee. No, wait. Ooh, and the disrespect. Kick him in the side. And now, what could Christopherson be thinking right here is he's going for another huge... Oh, wait a minute. I think he just planted him down head first, and I think Ortiz has been busted open. Yep, he's busted open. Huge Russian leg sweep. Ortiz is busted open after that huge slam on face first onto the mat. And now, Ortiz reversing right here. Bit of a drag. Huge elbow connected by Ortiz. And now David Ortiz slowly dragging him, going for the pin right now. 1, 2, and no, Christopherson able to kick out. Both men are giving it all they got here. And now Ortiz picking up Christopherson yet again, dropping him down. Kicking to the back. And now another huge brainbuster connected by David Ortiz. But now I think if he could hit a third dirty driver yet again, that could be it. As he's slowly picking up Christopherson. Wait a minute. Ortiz A huge power bomb. Connect. Oh my God. I think if I saw it correctly, I think Christopherson's head hit that turnbuckle pad hard. Huge power bomb into the lower turnbuckle pad. Head first into the back of Christopherson. That's gotta cause some whiplash right there. I think Christopherson's acting like he's fine right here as he's going for a huge snap suplex. And now, power slam connected. Oh, wait a minute, Christopherson. Huge elbow after that huge power slam. And now Ortiz reversing. And now Christopherson reversing. Both men are able to reverse each other's moves. And Ortiz now reversing yet again. Now he's got Christopherson. Oh, it just taking him down with that huge slam right there. That gut-wrenching suplex slam. And now it looks like he was going to go for a huge knee, but now Christopherson is able to reverse. Another reversal by Ortiz. Huge net breaker reversing right there. Now what's Ortiz doing right here? Knee into the back. And now, huge military press slam by Ortiz. And now Christopherson reversing. And now, huge net breaker by Christopherson. What's he doing? Huge snap DDT connecting. I'm just stomping away onto the back of Ortiz. Another back suplex. Oh, and it looked like a kick up, like Christopherson acted like it didn't, like nothing even happened. And now Ortiz reversing with another huge. Looks like it's going to be another huge power bomb, connecting right there. And now, wait a minute, Ortiz going for a huge power bomb. 1, 2, and no. Apparently Christopherson is able to get out of it, but apparently it looks like Ortiz is not even able to break it up as he's going for into a Boston Crab, and Christopherson is able to get out. Both men are given both the tenacity that both men possess here in GNW. Christopherson now reversing. And now Christopherson, another huge Russian leg sweep. Now what could he be going for right here is he's now working on the arms and now he's working on the legs. Now slowly picking up Ortiz. Now slowly setting him up. Okay, oh, and a huge kick into the gut right there. Onto the chest. And that tenacity with another huge back suplex. Now just taunting in the corner right here. And now work on the head. Oh, wait a minute. If I can remember, folks, apparently, like that athletic skills by Christopherson, I forgot to mention that he was actually a pretty good athletics director. You know, like he was a good athletic superstar after his college years. And now another fallaway slam. Dragging Christopherson onto in the middle, going for the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Ortiz is actually picking up the victory right here after that third fallaway slam. Great work by both men, and both men had to give it all they got tonight. It was a huge fallaway slam. And David Ortiz is actually the first man to challenge Akane Yamamoto for that GNW Internet Championship in the future. As you see right there, that bus that head is busted open after Fisher strikes by Christopherson early on in the match. But now we know, ladies and gentlemen, both men have given all the gap at the end of the night. Ortiz is picking up the victory. Huge victory by both men. Great work by both men. But now up next, the is gonna be La Familia de Phillips in action yet again. As apparently I've heard that they're gonna go up against Double A, Adrian Andrews and Victor Nolan. And that matchup will be up next. Huge action that we saw early on in the night here. But here it comes. But now we have some tag team action, as right now here it comes Double A, Adrian Andrews. Haven't seen much of him. Haven't seen him much here in GNW. But now Double A right here, he has to be focused on his future here on GNW. As you know, he probably wants to go after that world title, or even the Internet title. Or heck, maybe if he could find a tag team partner that he could probably relate to, he could probably go after those tag team championships that are currently held by the Davis brothers. But now, here comes his tag team partner, in which it is a man that we've seen back and forth here in GNW. This man who's making his way down to the ring right. He's going to be making his way down to the ring. This man had a bit of an impressive entrance last time we saw him. We've seen a bit of interest in Victor Nolan, this man right here. And now, maybe Nolan can actually pick up the victory if he can actually team cooperatively with Double A. At the same time, you never know. You never know what can happen between both competitors here in GNW. But I believe the last time that we saw Victor Nolan, this man right here actually gave it all he's got last time. But now, the question is, how was he the last time we saw him? Let's We'll have to find out in this matchup. And now here comes La Familia de Phillips. Lance and Drew Phillips with the Uncle Solomon. With these two. These two actually, I know that these two men lost their matchup last time, but now apparently from what they told me, they said that they want to get the hands. They want to make sure that their debut wasn't a fluke last episode. You never know for sure what can happen here on GNW. Maybe, I don't know, maybe both competitors can actually try and avenge that loss last episode. Now just tossed in Adrian Andrews as we see right here. Lance, as you know, folks, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know which Phillips is which, Drew Phillips is the one in the red shirt, and Lance is the one in the green shirt. The Uncle Solomon is the one on the outside, their manager. And now it looks like Adrian is trying to get back in it right here. And now Andrews reversing a huge clothesline. Huge work by Adrian right here. As for Nolan, now he's making a tag. And now for Nolan, let's see what he wants to do here. Ooh, it looked like he was going for a bit of a senton. And now, huge snap suplex. Phillips has to try and get back in. Now he's making an attack to Drew. Huge forearms connecting, taking down Victor right there. And now Drew working on Victor Nolan here.
Wow, he just slammed him with ease.
And now taking Nolan reversing right here, and now making an attack to Adrian Andrews. And now Andrews staring into the eyes of Phillips, and now looks like he's going for a huge forearm connected right there. And now I think that was a fist drop, my mistake, folks. And now going to the top. Oh wait, with the help of Lance right there, Adrian Andrews is down, but now he's not down and now. And oh, now attacking, now focusing on Lance. Now it looks like Adrian Andrews is going to the top yet again. Wait a minute, what's he doing? But dance at the top. And a huge body splash connecting. Huge body splash by Adrian Andrews. And now this huge Michinoku driver connecting. And oh, and again another bit of help right there by Lance Phillips, and now he's telling him that's time right now. He's sending them to the, apparently from what he tells me every time for his opponents, every time he lays them down the waist, it's time for them to go into the doghouse. And now Drew Phillips getting back in it right here, putting Andrews in the corner, making an attack to his brother right there. Atomic drop and a huge boot connected by Lance. And Lance right now. Well, I think it was going to go for a huge German suplex, but no. Andrews reversed for a huge Russian leg sweep. And now throwing Lance into the corner right there. Now Nolan is back in. Double team work right here. Huge double shoulder tackle, it looks like, by both men. Away, it looks like Solomon is just trying to distract both. It's like Solomon is trying to distract them while like telling Lance to get back in it, like focus onto the matchup. Oh, and a huge drop by Phillips, and a huge claw. Huge one-hand claw slam right there by Lance, but now he's putting him into the corner. Now he's putting Nolan into the corner. Now making an attack to his brother. Looks like it's going to be another atomic boot right here. Boom, and connected by Drew Phillips. And now trying to make sure that Nolan doesn't make the tag. And now what's he doing? Drew dropping Victor onto the top rope. Now working on the head slowly by Drew Phillips. And folks, if you're just joining us right now, you just missed a huge matchup between Antonio Christopherson and David Ortiz. Go back a bit if you want to see more. We saw, and also Dan Riley called out Alex Bishop. And now, wait a minute, Andrew Zag right there, the huge doghouse right there. The doghouse connected right there. And now, Adrian right now, going for the double A drop. The double A drop connected. Going for the pin. 1, 2, and no! Lance hit the referee, knocking him out. And he used PW on solid soon. Ross, according from, I had a talk with Nero the other day, there's going to be a bit of a halt on USPW from what, pause on GNW for a moment, then there's probably going to be a pause on USPW right now. And stupid referee always getting a flip away, I know. And now, making a tap back into Nolan, and Phillips dropping Victor now. And now, and again, folks, if you don't even know the Phillips brothers, as Victor right now reversing Drew's signature, dropping him down with a huge fist. As you know, folks, Lance is the younger brother, as Drew is the oldest brother, as Solomon's the uncle here. Now, you see Victor going for the Scottish way right there.
This could be it for him, guys. Yeah, he's on Dream Street.
And now going for a huge submission right here, as you saw right there, Solomon trying to distract the referee earlier. And no, it looks like Drew is actually able to get out of the submission, reversing. What could Drew be thinking right here? As he's going for a huge snap suplex. Wait a minute, Solomon! I think he just threw in a chair. I think Solomon just threw in a chair in the ring. As you folks didn't see it, doing a huge reversal by Victor Nolan. And now Solomon distracting the referee. I think that would have been the right moment for Phillips to actually hit Victor with the chair. But I think it was bad timing. As now Nolan taunting and cheering on the GNW crowd. Oh, and a huge atomic drop connected by Victor Nolan to Lance Phillips. And now wait, I think Solomon's distracting Victor right now. And now Phillips back up. Now working on the skull. Referee taking out the chair that apparently Solomon threw in. And now, oh, I think that huge work on the head busted Nolan wide open. And we can see the face. Yep, he's busted open after that huge strong grip. And we know that Lance is the younger brother, but for Lance, he's got a strong grip, according from what Solomon told me. And now, Lutez press connecting by Lance Phillips. Ooh, and a huge kick into the skull by Lance. Oh, wait a minute. I think he's going to drop him right here. No, wait. Nolan reversing. Work on the leg. Now, Victor reversing. Look at the blood and spew coming off of that after that huge grasp that Lance provided to Victor's head. Huge power bomb connecting. You know, Victor's now in a bit of trouble right here, I think. Yep, he's going for it, and the Phillips pop. Oh, wait a minute. Now Lance. The Phillips clash right there. The Phillips clan right there. Going for the pin. 1, 2, and no, Adrian is actually able to save his partner. Huge backstabber by Adrian Andrews. And now, Nolan reversing with a huge Hurricanrana. Both great work by both teams right here. Oh, and just huge clobber into the skull. And now just stomping and wasting away on to Victor Nolan. Make sure he doesn't make the tag. Referee is down. And now Nolan looks like he's getting back up. Working on the arm of Phillips. In the corner. Now Lance right now reversing. Irish whip. Into the La Familia de Phillips corner. But wait a minute, what's Phillips doing? What's Lance doing? Oh wait, he's got him in a trip. Whoa, what's he doing? Oh, just stomped him into the. Oh, just hit a huge boot into the gut of Victor. And now he's wondering where the heck is Drew right now, as we know that Adrian knocked him out earlier. And now working on the legs. Yeah, now working on the legs, connecting. Wait a minute. I think Drew didn't even, I think Lance asked for a tag, but I think Drew didn't even want to make the tag. Like he's making Lance do all the work here. And now the Scottish Way connecting. Solomon yet again distracting Victor Nolan right now. Wait a minute, now referee's being distracted by Solomon. Solomon is just laying waste. Wait a minute. Now, making a tag right now. Wait a minute, what's Bowman doing? Wait a minute. Oh, and that huge Italian. That Italian way. The Italian super kick knee combo. But it was a 2 count. Nolan was actually able to kick out. And now huge Northern Lights suplex by Drew Phillips. The Italian. That was a huge combo that we saw right there. The Italian super kick and knee combo. But now Nolan reversing. Throwing Drew into the corner. And I'll throw him in Irish whip into the other corner. Huge forearm into the skull. Now dragging Drew Phillips in the middle. Tossing Phillips. And now Nolan is going to the top right now. What could he be thinking right here? Huge elbow connecting, going for the pin. 1, 2, and it looks like Victor Nolan and Adrian Andrews is actually going to pick up the victory here. Huge tenacity that we've seen by both teams. But apparently it was the sole survivor that Victor Nolan provided for him and Adrian Andrews. Boo Mario and Lee Tree lose the match, Mamma Mia. That's what apparently from the back, that's what they're calling the finisher. They call it the Mamma Mia. And now, it looks like, I think Adrian could be actually, I think if with that side of Adrian Andrews, I think he just found himself a tag team partner right there for a future tag team championship shot. But up next, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it will be a fatal 4-way. But like I said, Akane will be actually Mamma Mia Revival. But now, with like I said at the start of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Akane will defend that GNW Internet Championship in a fatal 4-way in the upcoming weeks. We know that Ortiz actually qualified to the fatal 4-way, so now with Akane and Ortiz, that's 2 competitors so far. Now, the specialty in this matchup, if either Jose Sergio, Elijah Rogers, or Lance Valentine actually can pin Akane Yamamoto, if one of those men pins Akane and wins the matchup, then that man will qualify to the fatal 4-way in the next upcoming weeks. In the next upcoming episodes, I mean. You know, like for example, if Elijah actually pins Akane Yamamoto and wins the matchup, that means Elijah is actually going to qualify to face Akane in that fatal 4-way with Ortiz. But who's going to get the victory? Can Akane be able to pick up the victory? Let's find out up next. Huge action that we have seen so far. But right now, here comes a former GNW World Heavyweight Champion, in which this man right here, we haven't seen him actually try and get his hands back on the GNW World Championship as of late, but now, like this man right here, Elijah Rogers, apparently from what I heard from him, he wants to focus on that internet title now. But now, could this be Elijah's victory, or will he be trying to find another way to qualify for the fatal 4-way if he can actually win and pin Akane? And speaking of Akane Yamamoto, here comes the current GNW Internet Champion. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. After a back and forth contest with Satoru, and actually after coming from a huge battle that we saw at the last episode of GNW, after that back and forth contest that Zach Richards and Akane did. That was a huge matchup, but now with Akane, he was actually able to pick up the victory over Richards. But now the question is, who can step up to Akane? Who can stop the dragon? We'll have to find out soon. In which here comes another competitor, which here comes a man that another superstar in the back knows very well, in which El Macho knows very well, and that is Jose Sergio. This Mexican superstar right here. If I can remember right now, El Macho actually told me that Sergio and him actually became tag team champions down in Mexico. So now with Sergio, we know he hasn't seen much here in GNW, but now maybe this could be the moment that he wants here in GNW. And now the question is, can Jose actually find a way to pick up the victory? Or can this man right here has been back and forth ever since his debut here in GNW from Santa Fe. Lance Valentine right here. Valentine right here has been a bit of a back and forth career here as of late. Like I said, he actually had the victory over La Familia de Phillips with Jackson Love right there at the last episode. But now the question is, can Ashley Valentine actually pin, or can he be able to actually pin Akane and win the matchup? We'll have to find out as you see all four men in the ring, and the matchup is underway. As now Sergio is going after Rogers and Akane going after Valentine here. And now Akane focusing on Akane Yamamoto, now focusing on Lance Valentine. And now Elijah, as you see right here, a huge suplex connected by Akane Yamamoto, an Irish whip by Elijah in the ring, and a huge dropkick, Sergio reversing. Valentine reversing, and now Sergio, huge hurricanrana, and now a huge cutter by Valentine on the outside. Ooh, and a powerbomb. I think Sergio was going for a hurricanrana, but apparently it looks like Rogers was actually able to reverse into a powerbomb. And now, huge body splash by Elijah Rogers. All four of these men actually have been back and forth here in GNW, except for Akane, who was successfully able to retain the title. Wait a minute, and now Rogers, he's got Sergio, oh, and a huge drop into the top turnbuckle. Huge move right there that we've seen. And now Sergio, huge, I think it was going for a bit of a Phoenix Splash right there. I think he was going for a bit of a Phoenix Splash right there. Huge power bomb by Valentine. Another one. And now 3 power bombs.
Oh boy, he is rolling. He misses the mark. He might need glasses, Cole.
3 power bombs connected by Valentine, and now Sergio and Rogers are actually fighting on the outside as Valentine's setting Akane to the top, and now Akane at the top right now. Huge drop kick connecting. Going for the pin, 1. And no, he was actually able to reverse.
Man, not any give when you catch an elbow like that. He's taking a lot of punishment. If it continues, it could eventually affect his vision.
And now, 4.
He wants no part of the outside.
Akane right now. Valentine is okay. It looks like, I think Rogers is actually going to go for a finish right here, as he's going for the ER bomb connecting. And now it looks like Akane is now focusing on Elijah. And now Rogers actually reversing, tossing him.
Yamamoto beginning to stumble a little. He's definitely starting to feel the pressure of this fatal four-way match.
And now it looks like Rogers is going for a huge power bomb, connecting, go for a pin. 1, 2, no, Akane is able to kick out. And now Valentine dropping Sergio, and now Elijah knocking out. Oh, and a bit of a double work right now. Now Valentine focusing on Rogers. And now Valentine going for a huge, going for the huge rolling net breaker, going for the pin. It looked like a rope break. Now huge kick into the back.
He knows he's in trouble. We know what's coming here.
And oh, I think he was gonna be. I think he was going. I think Valentine was gonna go for a huge. Oh wait a minute, Sergio. I think he was going for a bit of a springboard flip right there. Now Akane. Oh wait a minute, a huge reversal. Valentine catches Akane while he was going to do his finisher too. Elijah, 1, 2. And no, Sergio was actually able to kick out. Huge offense by all 4 men here in this matchup. Akane is down and out as Rogers, Sergio, and Valentine are standing tall. And now Sergio reversing into a huge, looks like a backbreaker right there, working on the back. And now Sergio going for it, looked like he was going to go for a huge brain bust, but no, it looks like Valentine was able to reverse. And now it looked like Akane was going to hit the finisher, but no, Rogers reversed. A huge German suplex and a huge drop kick by both Valentine and Akane. Now both competitors picking up their opponents. And now Rogers reversing. A huge back suplex by Valentine to Sergio. And a huge spine buster by Rogers. And wait a minute. The huge Russian leg sweep. And now the Valentine submission. Valentine's Day submission connecting on Rogers. Rogers is tapping out. Valentine is actually picking up the victory here in this matchup. He didn't pin Akane, so that means that Valentine isn't actually gonna. We know that Valentine actually won the matchup, but as you folks saw, he did not get the victory. He did not pin or submit Akane Yamamoto. So with Valentine getting the victory right here, he does not qualify to the matchup. But Valentine victorious here. Lance Valentine surprisingly victorious here in the matchup. This man right here is actually going to show some big things here in GNW. I can show you that. But up next, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Valentine. But up next, we're going to actually see some women's action as we will see the debut of a new superstar named Victoria Brown. And she will be going up against Piper Gibson. Let's see how Victoria Brown can do. Can she actually get a victory over Piper Gibson? Or can Piper pick up a victory and show that she could be one of the top women here in GNW and actually challenge Heather for that women's championship? Let's find out up next. And now, huge contest that we've seen so far here.
Making her way to the ring from Blackpool, England.
But now, with Piper Gibson, we know that we haven't seen her much here in the GNW roster. We've seen her a couple times try and fight for that women's championship that's currently held by.
She's overlooking anybody, Cole. That's not the kind of competitor she is.
And now, with Piper, she knows that she wants to get her hands on that women's championship and Heather as well. But now the question is, with this new outcomer here, can she be able to actually pick up the victory over this woman right here? Or this woman right here is actually a fellow Australian. This woman is a competitor from Australia. She traveled all the way from Australia here to GNW. All the way from Sydney, Australia. Victoria Brown right here. the youngest in her family right there. Her mother was actually a wrestler back in the days, and her father actually was in the Navy, so that's why she wears that pink wristband. I know that her grandmother died from breast cancer, and you guys can't tell, but the anchor on that armband represents her father in the Navy right there, Marines. So basically that armband represents both her father and grandmother. But now, for Victoria Brown, I know you guys haven't caught up with GNW much, but if you guys haven't seen, shouts out to NXW, a company that I know on Twitter right now. It's like a simulated show right there, but shouts out to them, as we saw Victoria Brown actually compete in their NXW Women's World Cup. But at the end, Victoria didn't make it into the full tournament. She only made it to the first round. But now for Victoria, how could she be able to pick up the victory? Oh no, went for a huge spear, but no, it looks like Piper is actually able to reverse. And now, Gibson right now, trying to get back, getting it right here. Huge neck breaker right there. And now a huge drop kick by Piper Gibson to Victoria Brown. And now her Hurricanrana, Victoria reversing. And now, this young woman here. Let me give you a background on Victoria Brown. She was born in Sydney, Australia. Like I said, her mother was actually a former wrestler over in Australia. Her father fought in the Marine/Navy, and her grandmother, well, like I said, she died of breast cancer. That's why she's wearing the pink armband with the anchor on there. But for Victoria, she's actually the youngest in her family. She actually has a older brother who's actually wrestling in Australia. And with apparently she says that she wants to bring, you know, some of the tenacity that the GNW women's locker room needs. But now for Brown, she could be in a bit of a trouble right here. As for Piper right now, she's got her on the shoulders and dropping Victoria Brown on the top rope right there. Going for the pin, one. And no, it looks like Brown was actually able to kick out at one. I guess if I was Piper right now, I'd imagine that Victoria is actually Heather. Because like I said, Piper actually wants to get her hands on Heather and that women's championship. And drop kick to the outside by Piper Gibson. Kick into the back. And now huge Irish whip into the ring. Huge elbow connected. And I think Piper was actually taunting at Victoria. And now Brown actually reversing right here. And now Victoria going for the Brown neck breaker. And now looks like a Hurricanrana connecting. Looks like Victoria Brown's trying to get back in it right here. Huge elbow into the skull at the back. Going for the pin, one. And a one count. Piper is able to kick out. Ooh, and a bit of a rig in the eyes right there. And now Brown. What's she doing? What is she actually doing here? Oh my god! A huge DDT on the apron. And a huge, looked like a leg drop right there. And now, looks like an airplane spin Hurricanrana. by
There must be serious
Victoria Brown.
injuries. Going all the
The
way.
athleticism shown.
Find a way to get up here, guys. Look at
A
this.
huge bot. Oh my. Victoria right now showing no remorse here in GNW.
Byron, can she even get back
Making
to the
an
game?
impressive
More importantly, does she even know where she is?
debut here in GNW Adrenaline.
We're looking
But now Piper reverses, throwing Victoria into the barricade. Brown reversing right here.
around on her.
Referee's at count 5. Gibson reversing. Referee's at count of 6 right now. Both women better get back into the ring.
She's playing with fire
At
here.
count 7.
You gotta hurry up and get back in there.
Oh, now throwing Brown into the apron right there. Count of 8 right now.
Looks like she wants
Throwing
to
back
get
into the ring.
inside the ring.
Almost at count 9 right there. And now Piper Gibson. She's got Victoria. Oh, and a huge GTS and a huge kick into the face.
That's what she needed. Hard not to be impressed by that combination.
Huge move right there by Piper Gibson. 1, 2, and no, Brown still able to stay in the matchup.
She's on a
Huge forearm. Brown actually reversing right here.
easier said than done, Michael. Oh, and she has an
What could
answer
she
to
be
that
thinking right here? Ooh, a bit of a back suplex.
one. My God, I can't believe it.
What could Victoria be thinking right here? Ooh, drop kick into the back of the head of Piper. Wait a minute. What's Brown be thinking? I think she's going for a finisher right here. She calls this the Australian DDT.
This should
Going for the pin on Gibson. 1, 2, and an impressive debut by Victoria Brown. Huge victory by this young Australian fighter. We saw the Brown neckbreaker connecting. That huge DDT on the apron, that caused a bit of damage into the head of Piper, it looked like. But at the end, Brown hit her with the Australian DDT. And now a victory for Victoria Brown.
And the first match of the night comes to an end.
Make her parents and her relatives and her family and friends back home in her debut. Huge, surprising victory and debut for this young woman right here, Victoria Brown. We could see more from her in the future of GNW. Huge victory by Victoria Brown in an impressive debut. But apparently I've heard that Marcus Webster wants to actually focus on the actually from what I heard from Marcus Webster after his loss at last episode, apparently he says he's not going to be focusing on the world title anymore, that he's going to be fit. If Dan Riley wants to say that he's finished with me, then I'm finished with him, and I'm going on to better things. And apparently from what he's told me, he wants to focus on the tag team division now. And apparently he says that he's going to be calling one of his buddies that he knew before coming to GNW from the road. And it looks like, I think Webster knows on who he's talking about. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. But I think, at the looks of Webster's eyes, I think he knows what he's talking about. So who is Webster even called to be in a tag team with? Let's find. We'll have to find out up next. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our co-main event, which will be another tag team matchup. And USPW coming soon. Ross, I just said that I had talked with Nero, and he's putting GNW on a hold. So if he's putting GCW on a hold, then I'm putting a hold on USPW. But apparently it looks like for Marcus Webster and his tag team partner, looks like one of their opponents is going to be the bodybuilder from California, in which it will be Freight Train Arnold Rivera, the bodybuilder here. I know that I know his looks were impressive last episode, if you folks couldn't even tell. I mean, if you folks seen this man's agility and impressive debut, this man, I know he came out a bit short, but apparently for Arnold Rivera, he actually lost to Ryan Carr, if I can remember correctly. But now, for Rivera. You know that he has to be focused on his career. I hope you get Zombie Finley soon. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Ross. I don't know how to unlock Zombie Finley on SVR 2009. And now for Rivera, you know that he actually showed an impressive debut here, but at the same time he actually lost his first matchup. But same thing for Lewis Haas from the Yorktown Heights, New York. This police officer actually also lost to his matchup with, his opponent, Alex Bishop, who we saw early on. We saw him earlier on in the show. And for easy, you had the choice to pick Santino. Oh. You just do the same pick. You just just pick Finley. Okay. Okay, Ross. And for Haas right here, we know that he lost to Alex Bishop at his debut. So basically, both these men had a difficult debut, but at the same time, both men had a impressive debut. But let's see on who Marcus Webster has picked for Sandy Barn. Let's see who he picked. No problem. It's okay, Ross. Thank you. Let's see what he's picked. Apparently, from what he's seen right here. Oh, look at this man right here. Apparently, who's this man right here? Oliver Rude. Apparently, from what the boys are telling me in the back right here, that both these two actually knew each other when Marcus was on the road down in Chicago. Apparently, when Marcus Webster was down in Chicago, he met Oliver Rude, which is the man in the shades right there. I would have laughed if you would have won that. I would have too. But apparently, from what I've been told from the boys in the back of GNW, from GNW management, apparently this Oliver Rude right here, he's actually a bartender from where he lives, all the way down in Chicago. And like I said, for Marcus, he met him on the road one time. Wait, what am I talking about? Oliver is actually... He was actually... Yeah, no Chicago home native. And apparently from what I heard from Oliver Rude, apparently he's almost like Marcus Webster, a biker who wants to be wild on the roads. Apparently, like I said, both him and Marcus met at a bar one time down in Chicago. And that's how those two became friends. Huge spear by Officer Haas. Taking down Oliver Roode here. Hey Alex, how's it going? And now Haas trying to get back in right here. I guess we know that Haas and Rivera actually lost their matchup, but now it looks like they're both trying to avenge the loss. A huge rolling knee into the skull. And now it looks like, apparently from what I've heard, Oliver is actually, apparently from what I've heard from Marcus, he's a 30-year-old biker who he knew, like I said, knew from the road, met one time at a bar. And apparently for Roode, he's actually started wrestling at the age of 25, so he's a 5-year veteran. For Webster, it looks like both men. And apparently from what I've heard from the boys, apparently Oliver is actually a former 2-time tag team champion before meeting Marcus down in Chicago. And now it looks like a huge suplex connect. No, wait. Officer Haas right now reversing. Webster, like I said, he wants to focus on the tag team division. He's done with the world title picture for now. Owen just planting Haas onto the mat face first. Now making an attack to Roode right here. And for Roode, it's R-U-D-E from what I'm being told. Last Hall of Fame member of SVR 2008 will wow us. So what, you'll probably announce the inductees on the stream before WrestleMania on PJ's stream, Ross? And now, looks like Oliver Roode right now working on the arm right here. Apparently it looks like Officer Haas is a bit of trouble right here. Thrown into the corner. Tag connecting. Gum by the head. Oh, and a huge big boot by Webster. Huge elbow into the back. Yeah, I'll announce 2 more tomorrow, then on GTA Saturday for the last 2. And now Rivera making a tattoo. Now it looks like Lou is making the tattoo to Rivera. Oh, and a huge uppercut by Rivera. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Rivera is actually a huge bodybuilder all the way from Venice Beach, California. Oh, now it's 2 tomorrow, then GTA on Saturday. Okay, Ross. And now, huge backbreaker by Webster to Rivera. Working on the arm right there. We know how much Arnold does work out on the arms. And a huge snap DDT connecting by Webster. 1, 2, and Rivera kicking out. And now Rivera apparently getting out of it right here. And now it looks like Webster throwing him into the corner. Now, wait, wait. Ew! Apparently from what I'm told right here, that's called the Chicago Wasteland. That's apparently the Chicago Wasteland. So I guess that's going to be their tag team finisher right there for Roode and Webster. So far we got Dusty Rhodes, Mr. Perfect, Jerry Lawler, and Nick Bockwinkel. Make it the tag. And apparently, for some reason, Rivera, tossed into the corner, but yeah, he's busted open. Going for the pin on Rivera. 1, 2, and Rivera still kicking out.
What's it gonna take to keep this guy down?
I don't know what's it gonna take to keep Rivera down as Webster picking him back up, and now huge knee into the skull of Webster. Oh, it looked like Rude was trying to distract
He's looking at it.
Rivera, but now huge work into the back by Rivera, and a third backbreaker connecting.
Series of backbreakers.
The series of backbreakers connected
Left, guys.
by
Delivering.
Rivera. Now huge knee. And now he's got Webster, and just the strength and power that Rivera has.
Going a bit of a renaissance, and it's
Huge suplex connecting.
this is what makes him
Now working on the head and a rake in the eyes.
here. His hopes of winning
And now wait, what's Rivera doing?
if I'm his partner,
Looks like he's trying to choke him out, but no, it looks like Webster is actually able to get out. Huge neckbreaker connecting, dragging him to the middle. A huge fist into the skull. Now what's Webster thinking right here? Looked like he was going for a bit of an elbow onto the head,
there was no
and now throw him into the corner.
Rude in off the
And now Rude. Wait a minute. Can he have the straight? Yes, he does. A huge
teamwork right there.
cross body.
Here he goes.
And now Rude.
Swinging neck.
Apparently, what he's calling that the swinging Rude neckbreaker.
And in off the tag.
The Rude neckbreaker connecting right there. But now, once again, the Chicago Wasteland connecting. Going for the pin.
Going for the pin. This
1, 2, and no, it looks like Haas is able to break up the pin yet again. And Rivera trying to get back in it. Gonna drop Webster. No. Do you want to know the next inductee? Yeah, sure, Ross. I won't even spoil it on PJ's stream.
I think we're at the point in this match where the finisher could be used at any moment here.
And now Webster, huge suplex connecting.
Just sending your foe crashing to the canvas.
Huge back into the huge knee into the back of Rivera right now.
Looking at it a second time.
And another snap DDT connecting
Gotta be it.
to Rivera, going for the pin. 1, 2, and no! Somehow Rivera still staying in the matchup.
Just as shocked as everyone else, Cole. He's making a statement.
Looks like they're gonna go for a third. I think they were gonna go for a third. But Mr. Fuji, that's actually a good pick. That's actually a good pick, Ross. Ooh, and a huge body splash by Rivera.
A second time.
And now, looks like he's going for more of those vicious backbreakers. Looks like if we're counting it right now, he's got 6 backbreakers connecting. Looks like that was a total of 6 backbreakers.
It's over.
Now what could Rivera be thinking right here? Slowly picking up Webster. And now huge shoulder reversing by Webster. That's actually a good pick, Ross. And now throwing Rivera into the corner.
Rude in off the tag.
And now Rude. What could both men be thinking right here? Huge elbow into the back of Rivera. Going for the pin.
He's looking for the
Going for the pin. 1, 2, and no, Rivera's still kicking out.
something fast, guys.
Now it looks like Webster's making sure that he stays on his side, not working on the arm of Rivera.
Not where he wants
Looks like both Rude and Webster are actually focusing on the body parts. Uh-oh. I think Rude just made his worst mistake. That huge military press power slam connecting.
feet here. He's clear
And now it looks like
right now.
Rivera could be going for an end right here. Oh, wait a minute. I think he missed. Now Rude huge forearms into the head. That busted open head. Thank you, glad you like it. He will be announced tomorrow or whenever PJ's next stream is. And now Rivera reversing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my god, huge force and slam. A huge work by Rivera. Another huge move right there. And now huge one claw, one hand slam. Connecting, picking up. Rude. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like he's going for an electric chair. Wait. Oh my huge forearm into the back of the skull by Rivera. And now Rude looking like he's reversing right here with working on the arm. Now throwing him into the corner. Rivera reversing. Now throw him into the corner with Lewis. Rude reversing. And Rude with a back suplex. Glad to join the Raw side since Trump is proposing a match. Vince McMahon, a hair versus hair match. Going to join the Raw side. Oh boy. Now working on the arm by Rivera. This tag team match is just nasty. It looks like Rivera's going for another huge standing 450 splash. It looks like he's going for a pin. 1, 2, and Rude is able to kick out. And now by one arm, a huge slam. Yet again. Going for the pin. 1, 2, and no, 2. Rude is able to kick out. Now huge. Looks like a Luthez press by Officer Haas. And now Rude reversing. And now Rude could be going for a power slam. No, Rivera reversing. And now, wait a minute. Huge power driver connecting by Rivera. And now a huge belly to belly slam. Connecting, go for the pin. 1, 2, and no, Marcus just in the nick of time saving the matchup. And now what could Rivera be thinking right here? Huge elbow connecting. Wait a minute. Rivera going for the Venice Beach powerbomb. 1, 2. Rude was able to kick out, but now into a Boston Crab. Can Rude be able to get out? And he does.
No, it's not over yet. Wow. Part of me thought he was going to tap, Cole.
And now making the tap to Officer Haas. Go for the pin on Rude. 1, 2, and Rude is able to kick out.
Wow, I thought this was over.
And now what could Haas be thinking? Electric chair, looks like no. Same move remover that Rivera used. Going for the Yorktown forearm right there. Make sure that Webster doesn't make the breakup. 1, 2, and Rude is able to kick out. And it looks like Rivera tried to knock out Webster. And now going for another power slam. Haas breaking out the move right there. And now it looks like the bikers are trying to stay in it. Huge clothesline connecting onto Haas. And now it looks like Rude could be going for an end. Now going for the Chicago cutter. The Chicago cutter connecting. Dragging Haas. Make sure he doesn't reach the ropes. Going for the pin. 1, 2. And no, Haas. Lewis Haas. Still kicking out after that huge Chicago cutter. What's it gonna take to finish the matchup? Now throw him into the corner. Haas reversing. What's he doing? Looks like Rude reverse. Now huge STO connecting.
This could be it for him, guys. Yeah, he's on dream.
And now Rude picking up Haas.
And now one more time.
And now go for a huge power driver connecting by Rude.
Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
Make an attack to Webster.
No way this match isn't over after that one.
And now Webster, what could be thinking? Throw him into the corner.
Rude in off the top.
Now already making an attack to Rude yet again. Huge elbow.
Man gang in there. Looking to make a much needed
Now
tags his
looks
way
like
in. Momentum
Haas made the attack to Rivera, reversing the huge shoulder.
He lands the overhand.
Now going for another huge Chicago cutter
For a time now. Wow.
to Rivera, going for the pin right now. 1, 2, and looks like the Bikers win an impressive victory and a huge debut win for Oliver Rude. Now looks like the tag team division could be known for this. Now looks like the tag team division could be in a bit of trouble. Huge close-up by the Chicago Wasteland. Huge victory for Webster and Rude.
And Marcus
Huge victory for both competitors here. But now this shows that these two can actually be future tag team champions. So I think the Davis brothers probably would have to be on notice here that those two are here to make a name for themselves.
Now don't go
But now it's time for our main event of the evening. We know that Alex Bishop was called out by Dan Riley to be his next opponent for the world champion, which apparently I can confirm right now that in the next upcoming episodes it will be Alex Bishop versus Dan Riley for the GNW world title. But the question is, apparently after that confrontation with Riley, apparently Bishop ran into Pedro Sokolov, and Sokolov thinks that he shouldn't be the next challenger for that GNW World Championship. So I think Bishop said that while they prove it in the ring tonight, Sokolov accepted. I believe if I can remember correctly, that Sokolov spit in the face of Bishop after that handshake, showing the disrespect. So which man is actually going to be victorious here in our main event? Can Bishop prove that he's a worthy competitor for the GNW World Championship with Riley? Let's find out up next in our main event. Tremendous action that we've seen all night and all day here. Now, it could be getting better here as now for this man right here. This man could be shown on why Riley called him out. As for Bishop, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the next
way to the ring
opponent that
from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 200
apparently from what
pounds,
Riley says that he wants to
Alex
be the next challenger for the world title.
soon forget. Totally agree, Mike.
But now for Bishop,
As hungry as these two competing in the ring, you can bet it'll be memorable.
the question is, can he show that he's a worthy challenger for
You, Byron. He obviously looks good physically.
Riley in the next upcoming few episodes? We'll have to find out. But for this man right here, his opponent right here, he thinks that Bishop shouldn't be the
and his
next
from Grenoble,
opponent
weighing in
for
200
Dan Riley's World Championship,
the French Paradox,
which
Pedro
I don't know if that's true or not, because Bishop
This crowd, guys.
has made a name for himself here, but for Sokolov, he's only a former Intercontinental Champion, whereas was Bishop, he's achieved more than Sokolov.
Well, he definitely looks fired up for this one, wouldn't you
But
say, Corey?
the French Paradox could be thinking to stop the Rebel.
He's not the only one.
would you listen to this crowd? Wow.
But you never know what can happen here in the GNW arena. But for this man right here, he thinks that he should be the next challenger for the world title. Which I don't know if that's true or not. So apparently it looks like this matchup right here is gonna be, in some people's case, a grudge match after Sokolov spit in the face of Bishop backstage. But now Bishop and Sokolov are actually gonna collide right now. And now, looks like Bishop already clapping away at Sokolov. Now looks like he's showing that he probably now showing the disrespect to Sokolov. As you know, like I said, Sokolov spit in the face of Bishop. Oh, and a bit of a hit in the eyes. I guess Bishop wanted to show that you don't disrespect with the Rebel himself. And now, Sokolov, huge fist into the skull of Alex Bishop. And now, Sokolov Irish whipping Bishop in the middle of the ring. Now Bishop Irish whipping Sokolov with that reversal. Now just striking away at Sokolov. Referee's already starting to count right here. Huge knee into the skull. Throw him into the announce table. I think Bishop is showing no remorse to Sokolov after what he did backstage. Oh, and dropping him on the mat right there. Referee's at count 5. Both men better get back in the ring. Oh, and throw him into the steps. Count 6 right now. Referee's at count 7. And now Bishop throwing Sokolov into the barricade. Huge back. Referee's at count of 9. Bishop better get back into the ring. And he does. Now he's showing a name for himself. I guess he thought that Sokolov wasn't his time right there, but in just the nick of time, Bishop got back in the ring in time. So I guess for Sokolov, I guess Bishop is showing a name of himself here that he's ready for Dan Riley and that World Championship. But that is going to be it for this episode of GNW Adrenaline. We'll have to see on what happens in the future for GNW Adrenaline and the rivalry between Riley and Bishop. Update right now on the next upcoming events. For USPW, it's been a bit of a halt on, like I said, my colleague Nino the Night is putting GCW on a halt. But we'll be seeing, but that means that they'll be giving me a naked time for catching up on GNW Adrenaline. So you guys do not want to miss it. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and comment down below. If you want to see more GNW action, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos or streams in the future. Shouts out to Ross, Alex Garcia, and to my company tonight, and to everybody who watches the stream, who comes to the streams or watches my videos each and every day. You guys are the true MVPs. This is Chris Tracy signing out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.